Hello mis amores, Jonny here. If you're new to my channel and you didn't know, I am a photographer and I do events photography all the time. For this video, I wanted to open my camera bag and share with y'all everything that I use for my event photography rig. If you ask a photographer, they're gonna tell you that the right equipment is gonna either break or make your game. So these are things that I kind of like learned throughout time and throughout learning a lot of like fail and error. Honestly, it's what led me now to having this compact and perfect rig that I honestly love, and that I feel that I create really engaging content and that I am maximizing my time and my effort when I'm working as well as a photographer. Just to give you some backstory, what I specialize in is nightclub and kind of like event or festival style photography. I'm gonna be adding some photos right here so you can see what I'm talking about. But basically, it's just like really dark lit situations that you need to light the people up, and a lot of like action, motion. There's a lot of things going on basically. And if you didn't know, what I do for my clients is that in my package offering them kind of like photos for the night of the event, I also always give them one small video. I think that video is super fundamental for anybody who wants to grow any kind of event or any kind of social activation happening anywhere. That's why I always love to give and provide at least one short video. So you're gonna see that I'm gonna be taking photos with my main camera, but I also have a secondary camera attached to that main camera that it's just for videos. I know it sounds a little bit crazy, but once you see the whole thing in action, you're gonna see that, at least for me, it works. So let's get right into it. One of the first things that I love and I recommend to all of the photographers is getting small rig cages. This one specifically that I'm holding right here is the one of the camera that I'm filming right now with. This is the M50 from Canon, and what you can see is just like a cage that it goes around the camera. But I specifically have those small rig cages on all of my cameras, not just this one that I'm filming this video on, but this one. This is the baby that I use whenever I'm filming events. This is the Sony A7S III, and as you can see, it also has the small rig kind of like cage around it. And what this does is that it allows me to add any kind of accessories on the sides, or more accessories on the top, or more accessories on the bottom. Like, it's honestly a really good way for you to, it doesn't really add too much protection for the camera. It does add a little bit of weight to the camera, but it does add a lot of weight so that you can handle and attach new pieces to it. So that's exactly what we're gonna be doing. Before we go attaching other pieces to the camera, I wanna talk about the lenses that I use. And for photography in events, I use two lenses. This one right here, I call it my baby, but this is my everyday, so I'm gonna talk to you about both of them. This big boy right here, it's the one that I use most of the time for all of the events. This is the 24-70 from Sony autofocus E-mount lens. This is a really good lens. This is a 2.8 lens, so it really lets you capture enough light to get really sharp images in low light. And it's super fast to focus at night as well, which is something that I love about Sony cameras. Like, that's really a step up that they have above any other camera brands. And this is a really good lens. I usually have it with one small filter. I don't know if you can see it right there, but this filter, what it does, it just adds a little bit of like fractal lights whenever there's like light refractions on it. So for nightclubs and like dark spaces that have kind of like light effects, it works really good. That's why I always keep it with this filter, and this is a way to protect the lens by itself. And now let's talk about my baby. This right here, y'all, like I work hard for this lens. This is the size 75mm 1.8, and this is a Japanese lens. This honestly is a game changer of a lens. Like, the quality of the photos that come from this lens, they're just exquisite. The amount of light that this thing can get inside is just phenomenal. Definitely a super expensive lens, not something that I would recommend everybody to just go and buy. But for me, like, the combination between clarity and like depth of field is just chef kiss. And I love this lens for like portraits at night. The only bad thing about it is that because it's an 85mm, I have to be a very far distance from the people to get like a cute portrait moment. And if you think about it, most of the times at the clubs and stuff like that, people want photos with their friends. So that's why I also have my secondary lens. So whenever I see a bunch of people, I just quickly change the lenses and then I shoot all of the people with these, and then solo portraits with this one. I know that sounds like a lot, but that's kind of how I've been like breaking down my process in terms of how I shoot event photography at night specifically. But now let's talk about how I add video to this, because this is not just it. Let's build this up now. The next thing that I have right here is actually my dad's GoPro, and this is the GoPro Hero 8. I've been using it recently to film videos attached to my camera, and let me show you how I do that. The regular 3.5 thread attachment in the bottom of the GoPro, and I have this what is this? This is the Fantaseal clamp. What I do is that on one side of the clamp, I attach the GoPro, and I unlock the clamp, and then I usually make sure that I set it up kind of like vertical, and then I lock it again. And then I take my camera whenever I'm ready to shoot for the night, and then I'm gonna attach the GoPro to the camera. Make sure that you use one of these holes that are like on the side, that it's not really threading into the camera, so like that you're not like messing it up. And then after you set that up, you can easily just move these into the direction that you would like it. I usually like to set it up kind of like next to it, and then I lock it once again, boom. And like that, you can see that I have a double camera rig basically. What do y'all think? It's kind of wild, I'm not gonna lie, because you always have to think about like, okay, let me press the button, it's recording photos, okay. And then as soon as it starts recording up there, I take the photos up here, ping, 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 I check, I have everything, okay, good. And then I stop, and that's it. And that is how I get to capture photos and videos at the same time. But guess what? There's one more thing. I'm sorry, I know that this is crazy, but when I go out at night, I also carry with me this light right here. This is the G1 Pixel RGB light. This is a really good light because I can easily turn it on, and I can also control the settings of the light. So as you can see, it has like RGB motions, it have different setups, and I can just easily kind of like aim the light at the person wherever I'm shooting them. So usually when you see me at the party, this is how you would see me, with this light in my hand and my camera either hanging or just on the side, kind of like this. And honestly, this clamp up here, it also helps to just like hold the two cameras, so I can also easily dance with them. I can like boom, 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 hold them up, hold them down. Whenever I'm tired, I just let them kind of like rest in my body. This is a heavy rig, but it does really gives me a lot of like really good results. So I personally really love it. And I would love to know what do y'all think about these, and also what are some of your recommendations in terms of like what can I improve from these. I've been doing photography now for 7 years professionally. I've been doing videography and photography for the past, I would say, like 4 to 5 years. So this is something that I'm very, very passionate about. I think it runs in my blood. My dad was a photographer, that's how he met my mom. But I don't know, I really would love to know also, like, if you see this video all the way till the end and you're like, damn, like maybe they should improve this, let me know in the comments down below, because that could definitely help me with my life. I'm honestly sharing like my daily rig and the stuff that I use all the time. And if you want more videos like this, definitely let me a comment down below, and I will definitely do another one. I want to show you all my rig for photography only whenever I'm doing just videos. And I also want to do another rig of just my videography kind of like vlogging setup that I use with my Canon N50, which is the one that I'm using right now to film this video. If you haven't yet, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one, mis amores. Bye!